hands are feeling sort of sweaty and cold, and like, I'm not even playing the game.
Yeah,
I'm so excited for this one.
Oh, it's so sick because VP has surprised everyone. This has been phenomenal. The one area where you got to look at VP and say this has been resurgent, but where they need to improve, Snacks. He's got to show up today if they're going to overcome SK, because Sponge talked about it on the desk, and I agree with him completely. The level that SK brought out on their T side of Mirage last night in the semifinal was world class. That was some of the best play. That was some of the best Counter-Strike we've seen all year.
I mean, I'm in on that story. I think that's exactly what's going to happen, Moses. I've been thinking about it all day. You know, he's been lying dormant, hasn't really been showing
He's got us all right where he wants us, doesn't he?
Yes. I think it's going to happen this Grand Finals. Best of 5, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show here, the Epicenter Grand Final. Virtus Pro versus SK Gaming. And we're going to start on Mirage with Virtus Pro on the CT side, SK on the T side. And so far, that Molotov is a little bit stand out. Already a smoke towards top connector. Let's see what they can bring us here on the SK side. Looks like an attempt for mid-control. Neo going to find maybe a bit more than he wanted, but a mid-air headshot. Snack showing up with a great double kill. And that's one way to get started.
Yeah, that's absolutely disgusting. A great stack. That's the bomb down as well. Taco's got so much work, and he's getting chipped away from range. Beautiful job of mid-control for VP. And that's an area they're going to have to concentrate on during this entire half that they have. They need to control mid, because that's what punished Astralis in the semifinal. Was Coldzera, was Bolts getting pushed up towards window, towards Cat. They cannot allow that to happen. And pissed around, all goes well for VP. And there's Snacks. Double kill.
Yes, it's all going according to the prophecy, Moses. We are well on our way. Taco, though, no chance at all. I mean, no matter what he was going to do there, that's just not going to be a winnable round. So Pasha will close it out. And SK trying for something quite cool. I mean, I like the smoke to the top connector that sort of blocks off anyone from watching if they were inside of the A-bomb site.
Yep.
And then the 3-man knockout attempt at the catwalk. That could have worked very well.
You have to say as well, Neo played that so well. He gets the peek. It's a very shallow peek. He doesn't overextend. He spots the rush coming, and he falls back. And he takes the fight at a perfect position for Snacks to be able to contribute. He really baits SK into turning that corner. It's quite nice. Bialy, who's had a phenomenal tournament, he's up next. He's going to push. There goes Coldzera. No damage taken on the SK side of things. This is very, very passive from SK, all things considered. More push from Bialy, but he's got to be careful.
Yeah, you can almost tell that he wanted to maybe overpeak that a bit, but he's going to think twice about it. They've got to be careful for is down there in the underpass. Well, this CSET 75. Couple of deagles as well on the SK team, but hopefully Virtus Pro can just close out this round and not lose too much. It's been going sort of a bit back and forth. We've seen a lot of games this tournament where the second round has been lost by the team that actually won the pistol, so don't want to do that.
And Bialy could get surrounded, but he's so mindful at the moment, and right up top he transfers it over perfectly, and there's 4 kills on the round for him. Bolts gets a kill over at the A bomb site, and Bialy, he's not even chasing down the ace, which you like to see, but these are stellar shots from Bolts, doing what he can to make this costly.
Definitely very annoying when you've got the whole round under control. He still has 45 seconds here, so could just do a little bit to remind Virtus Pro early on just exactly who they're playing against, and also bring the team back, you know, into that mindset. We saw SK had a really bad start, I think it was on this map yesterday, right, against Astralis, yes. And took them some time before they got into it, so...
Well, that's the thing we saw. SK yesterday was so very good at adapting, so no matter how big this lead gets for VP, you have to still feel the danger from the Virtus Pro side. Bolts in window, Neo's watching for that. Tags him up and just stays hidden, and there goes Snacks. He's going to get the final kill. It's a 2-0. And, you know, we should touch on the fact, you know, looking at the stats page, because I did have Peter from HLTV. We talked yesterday how it felt like Coldzera had a quiet tournament, but a quiet feeling tournament for him was him being in second place of all players in the tournament in the rating category. That performance last night pushed him up to #1.
My God.
And then he's got Fallen right behind him in 2, and he's got Fur in 3.
How do you stop that? That seems so outrageous. How could the 3 highest rated players in the tournament all be from the same team?
There's no one in VP even in the top 10. You go down and it's Pasha and Bialy, but I mean they're well outside the top 10. So scary proposition for the Polish team.
Absolutely is. Great grenades into the middle, and it's going to soften up the unarmored targets that are roaming around in there. You see them being chewed up here by the SMGs. In fact, all of the kills here for VP are all SMGs, which is just great news. That's going to give them, especially with the quad kill from Bialy in the previous round.
Oh, yeah.
That's now, what, like 9 kills in 2 rounds that are all SMGs.
Yeah, he's loaded, baby. He's rolling in it. He's going to love that, and that's going to be great as well to keep an AWP in Pasha's hands. And now they have the decision to make where it's almost like there are 2 rounds ensuing after the pistol went out too well, where they have to give up some of the SMGs to upgrade, and it doesn't look like they're going to. So they're going to keep 2 UMPs, an MP9, then they have the M4 and the AWP on Pasha.
What's been dubbed a bonus round, I think by Henry G as well, coming up with that term.
We went through a lot of terms for it. I'm glad we ended up on bonus. There are a couple sketchy ones thrown in there.
There were. I quite like the idea. I think it's a nice way to put it. And if you win with just SMGs, you know you've got to be feeling great. Is that a team nade on Snacks?
It very well could have been. I didn't catch it, but he's pushed up aggressively. He's got a lot of information, and you can see Virtus Pro being very, very proactive at the moment. Neo's going to be in ladder room close up with the SMG. And then he's got Taz, another SMG, backing him up on Catwalk. So another crossfire there. They really want to deny coldzera's access to that portion of the map.
Taz playing close with the UMP. You could understand that. Don't want to be far back in the B-bomb site. That could always get a bit risky. Taco, is he asking for a flashbang? No one's got one prime there. They are going to go and peek Neo. And he actually gets a kill. Cold is so ready for it. Instantly thinks there might have been someone there, but now he's going to round the corner and not check for Snacks, and Snacks wants more than just a single kill. He's going to get it, go aggressive against Fallen. This is such brilliant play, catching both off guard, and a bit of missed shot there from Pasha that he probably should not have missed, but still isolates Fur a lot, and the bomb is on the wrong side. Great headshot though.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Snacks cannot give up that fight. He falls away. That could be the op out of the hands. At least that's a small victory for Fur to take. And he's got Bialy waiting for this. He even checks for it, but Bialy's very, very passive, so time's running down, 20 seconds on the clock. This is the next fight. Is Fur going to be ready for it? Snacks, he's just playing the game. He knows he's got to get to the bomb site. That's a perfect flashbang. Bialy hasn't moved. Bialy's just being cautious that he can't pick up the bomb and fall back.
8 seconds. He can't even spend time fighting Snacks. He has to run. This is already done. As soon as he crouches for that spray, the round is pretty much over. So, I mean, it's an impossible situation. If Snacks just hides, then there's nothing you could do. Yeah,
beautiful play from Snacks, using his brain there instead of the massive amount of skill we know he has, just to play the timer, just to force Fur to commit to him and really make it unwinnable. But I mean, we called him out in the pregame. He had a great pistol round. He's had a great round here. And I'm wondering if this is a game plan from VP, because they stack up 3 players, 2 on Catwalk and 1 pushed up in the halls. I mean, not only is that a large presence, because we know SK likes their mid control, we know like they like Cat control, but when they get the 2 kills on Cat, when they trade them out, they're thinking those are the 2 B players. We probably have an open site, and Snack's able to sneak into the perfect position.
So the Brazilian side still looking for an opening, a way to get into one of these bomb sites. They're going to try for the A1 this time with all Deagles. Now, they do have some incredibly proficient Deagle players, so we can't really count them out yet, but we'll see how they do against the rifles. One counter grenade already coming up from VP. They're just trying to buy a little bit of time, and there's a lot of presence here for the Polish side.
Really is. This is great. The op just peering at an angle. Bialy waiting for that smoke to fade, being a little bold considering he's probably got the knowledge that he's only going up against pistols in this. The Molotov is well timed as well. It's going to delay this push just a bit longer. These Deagles have to go to work at range because they've got no utility.
They so badly want somebody to peek. You could see in the middle, Cold is there with the Deagle, wants someone to peek in a window or connector or really anywhere. They just want a target that they can fight long range, where they can sort of jiggle peek it. Now instead they're going to be forced into a fight with Bialy. He gets one. Taz is there to follow it up and still in relative safety. Pasha also taking care of the ramp push. And they're handling all of this very well on the VP side. No crazy overextensions, no ridiculous fights being taken. And then the grenade usage to sort of zone out the incoming push.
There seemed like there was going to be a danger point when Bialy transitioned to this position inside the site. He took his eyes off ramp, which was when SK started moving up. But that Molotov from Pasha was perfectly timed and really saved the day. Prevented anyone from peeking Palace while Bialy wasn't paying attention to it. That was well done. Now comes the test. 5th round, the SK team is going to have guns again. You got to imagine there's going to be an op on Fallen's hands. And we were privy to a pretty funny conversation last night leaving the arena where Fallen mentioned one of the hardest parts about opping against Pasha is his movement. I think we all can agree that Pasha's movement is not the smoothest of anyone's. And he said sometimes it's just very confusing when you're trying to line up your crosshair to go against him.
Yeah, I mean, you have a pattern of how you know an enemy AWPer is supposed to be playing, and Pasha's playing well outside of that. Can definitely mess up your aim a little bit. Snacks pushing against the corner of the smoke there to take down Taco, and now he's hiding inside it. Not for long, though. Bialy is in a lot of trouble. He's going to be roasted if he stays. In fact, it's a headshot from Fur. Excellent play coming out here, and now 2 versus 3. SK losing 5 in a row, but now they want to get back in this game. Taz, how do you get out of this position? They're going to come from every angle.
Yeah, it's very scary. And at this point, if you're Taz, you almost have to rely on Neo to a certain degree, because this is where SK is at their most dangerous. They have over a minute on the clock to work their way around the map and find the information. And look at the positions they're in. One connector, one at A ramp. They're just watching for pushes. At the moment, they don't feel like committing anywhere. The bomb is centralized, so it can go either way. It's also watching for a flank. So if you're VP in this, you kind of want to know what's coming, considering you're in danger from so many different angles. Taz is going to work his way into a sneaky spot, but he's useless if they don't come to the A bomb site.
They're so smart on the SK team. They've really got this down to a science. The whole idea of just not throwing away these kind of rounds. They did it very well against Astralis yesterday as well. Just slowing it down, but the timing is incredible for Neo. Catching the bomb carrier, fallen down, Taz in the corner, making a bit of noise, looking for a headshot, but the grenade will end him and Fur will end the round. Double kill right there, and SK are on the board. That's what you wanted to see.
Yeah, it's so difficult to handle if you're VP in that situation. Split up, there's no chance you can work together. Taz puts himself in a pretty good spot to just hide and maybe catch someone off guard. It doesn't work, unfortunately. Neo had the great timing, but nicely done from SK. They do lose 3 players, so the money's still not going to be good. VP's been building it up this whole time. They're going to be able to reinvest quite easily. Actually, that pretty much that eats away all their bank. So last chance here for VP. This would be great for SK to win, to reset early on to claw back into it.
Yeah, you always like to see that. For going aggressive in the underpass. When he's on the CT side, he tends to play pretty aggressively here, so you have to expect he knows how to take that fight and sort of preemptively flashes it, making sure no one is going to be there. No really big tricks being pulled right now from the VP side, but I do like this AWP from Pasha.
Yeah, it's a tough angle to hit, especially as it looks they're working their way up catwalk. There's going to be a flashbang, and they can get by, hit this angle very, very quickly. He's not expecting it, and the Molotov is going to force him back. But again, Virtus.pro choosing to go with 3 players there, and Fur's going to lose that duel. It is a good trade by Fallen, but Bialy's got one today as well. They've got to get over to help him out because he's at such low HP, and the bomb on Fallen is in connector.
Taco might be the man to do it if he could get into window and maybe cause a bit of a disturbance there. Pasha is waiting on the other side with the AWP. They've got Taco locked in, it seems. Looks like he's working with Neo just to try and isolate that ladder room. 50 seconds on the clock, and the bomb is still in connector. SK, they're a man down, and they've got no more utility. And if they lose Cold Zero here, Bialy, look at the wrong way, and that's such a quick headshot. Definitely bringing it back here with 35 seconds.
Oh, it's all on Pasha now. He's got the big role to play. Fallen and Taco, they can encroach onto this bomb site, and here comes the peek from Fallen, and Pasha is going to be aware. The shadow came out, but he didn't see it. That's tough. It seems like he's under a lot of pressure, down to about 38 HP. There's the kill from Neo on catwalk, taking mid control. Pasha's still alone, and SK hasn't made their play yet. Pasha's stalling him out as long as he can. The bomb still needs to make its way. There's only 10 seconds left.
They've got to go quick. Fallen's got it picked up. Now he's up on the stairs. 8 seconds. They're trying to run him down. Snacks knows it. Another headshot comes in from Cold Zero. And now the bomb is being planted. 3 seconds left, and it finally goes down. Neo, in a 1 versus 2. He spots Cold, but he can't get the kill. That was a little bit too quick, and Cold has picked up the AWP. So one mistake here from Neo is going to cost them the round, and then they can't rebuy. So a lot is riding on this 1 versus 2. Neo making the jump over, goes for the fight, and Fallen's going to win it. An excellent return into that round, and Pasha just, he was alone for a long time in that bomb site. He
did everything he could to delay him, but that's the problem with that one position at triple box, especially for an Opera. Once you get there, I mean, it's so hard to fall back if the certain angles are covered, and he was just I mean, he had nowhere to go once he got stuck there by Fallen. That's really, really tough. And then the timing comes down, forces Snacks into a fight that he really, really wanted to take. If he gets that kill, obviously, they can't plan. It runs out of time. So he takes the fight before Neo's ready, but SK win it. And there's the reset. There's the op over to Fallen. So obstacle number 1 overcome by SK. Now it's obstacle of Fallen having the op, and he's been sensational in this tournament with it.
Very hard to stop him. I mean, we talked about Pasha having sort of a hard style to counter because of his movement. But Fallen, I don't know anybody who could really shut him down when he's up and running.
And I mean, it's also difficult to shut Fallen down because of his movement, but
yeah,
for completely different reasons when it comes to that. So yeah, that's the next test. We saw what Fallen did to them on Train. And we have some SK players, and this is, I mean, look at the way they're just taking map control slowly, and then they just pause. This is one of the great things about Fur, is he's not scared to be so aggressive so early on the round that he can really just hold an angle and wait. And even though, I mean, he's more bold here just because he knows it's going to be against pistols, but it's still so tough to deal with if you're VP. They're trying to get the stack over towards the B bomb site, but it's difficult to get all 5 players into a good position when he's getting all the information.
Bit of an overextension there for running in. But not going to be losing the rifle right now. Neo with a good headshot on Cold Zero. This is a bit more expensive, I think, than SK were hoping for, but it's not the end of the world. They're still going to be able to get in and get the round, and taking 3 in a row always feels good.
Yes, it really does, and that also helps them, like we said, sustain the economy. That's going to be a big deal. Keep the op in Fallen's hands as long as we can go. Neo's having a good game on Catwalk as well. That was one of the positions I wanted to keep my eye on. That was going to be critical for Virtus.pro if they wanted to win this Mirage, this opening map. They have to have strong Catwalk, strong mid. They cannot let SK Gaming take all that ground for free, because you could see how effective SK is. Even if they trade, even if they're just going even trade, even if they lose it, even if they go a man down in a 3-on-4, they get such advanced positionings. It's so difficult. This looks like for SK, it's less that mid control. They know VP's put up a strong fight there. So this time they put 4 players over at A right at the beginning, and it could just be a contact play.
Oh, Taz is in trouble. Alone on the bomb site. Does get a headshot right away, and almost a follow-up kill. That's so much work done for Taz. I thought he was going to get overrun. One good flashbang, and he was never going to do anything, but Fur with the AK will catch Bialy. The fire on top of him as well, making his life very difficult. 4 versus 3 here, and they're even being flanked by Cold Zero, so I actually don't think VP can win this round, and even backing out won't be easy. Cold is going to be walking in, and he could catch Snacks, who's in the CT spawn. This was just a very impressive round from SK. Not necessarily an easy call to make to run in like that, but worked great.
No, but you have to remember as well, Fallen has seen a couple players on Catwalk. VP's played that 2 Catwalk setup a number of times. If you go back to Pistol, it happened in the gun rounds as well. They put some emphasis on that side of the map, so Fallen's just taking the risk and say, all right, if their game plan's going to be heavy B, let's just see what they're going to have at A. Let's see if maybe we've caught him on that same B stack and we have very, very light pressure. That's exactly what they got.
So Moses, very often when you're playing when you're the B anchor on this map, you end up in a world where you're either doing nothing for a long time or you're retaking A almost alone because everyone else is dead. How do you make yourself relevant as the B player if nothing is happening in B?
I mean, if you feel like there's no pressure, we see players do it, frequently. We saw, Snacks do it one time with the UMP on the second round. You can push up into it, you can grab the ankle, so you're at least providing information that even if there are players, they're very, very far away from the bomb site, so you can have more of a lean. Oftentimes, if it's not the 3-player stack at B the way VP's doing it, you can have a player double up on Catwalk to maybe catch them off guard and watch B from afar. Other than that, you have to rely on your teammates to either A, have successful initial defenses of A so you can get into the rotation with a chance to win, or if they're playing retake, you get there in time.
Just be on time.
Yeah, it's that easy.
Yeah, it feels like one of those positions that a lot of players just don't like to play. If it's about drawing straws, people tend to sort of try and avoid it if they can. I
think a term that I think I heard someone use was a cold position. Like you just have not about the player, but like you just have so many rounds where you're not going to see a lot of action, but you have to be ready and you have to be on point when they do come. So I mean, it's very stressful and very difficult in that sense.
I know that's a term that Astralis employed to sort of try and explain that situation where you're just not doing anything for a long time, and when something does happen, your brain is not ready for it.
Ooh, that's not good. Fallen spotted him out. I don't know if Taz realizes this, but he is shaking out just a little bit. Fallen. This is going to be tough for Taz.
Oh no, the Molotov burns in the wrong direction, and now the smoke is up as well. That looked like it should have been a sure kill. I'm not even sure Taz realizes how much trouble he was in right there. If anyone else had been in the middle for Fallen, he would have probably just held the angle and they would have got back up to try and take him down. Now instead, Fallen is the one to drop. That is so unfortunate. Taz needs to go back and watch this replay and just realize how lucky he was. Bolts is down as well. Bialy, with a little help from a friend there. The Molotov, perfect timing. With 18 seconds, SK can't afford to wait any longer. They're going to have to go. Fur looking the wrong way. It's all falling apart here. Cold Zero trying to bring it back with the AK-47. He's got 8 seconds to do a bit more, and now he's alone. And there's just no time. It doesn't matter any longer. Has to back off, so... strange outcome, just that one fight in the connector.
Yeah, so many different fights came down to just a second. Even over at the murder hole, I think that was Fur that just looked away for half a second just at the wrong time and gets taken down. So on a knife's edge, looked like Cold was going to be able to get him back into that, but the time of the clock, the round just running down too quickly.
Do you think the fact that Taz stays in that corner, that takes up so much of Fallen's time, and you have to imagine he's also communicating it. Like, probably the first thing he does is, I've got Taz locked in a corner, right? And then he realizes, wait, there's no one nearby. So, like, that, a lot of the team attention goes to that for, like, 10 seconds.
Yeah, I don't even think Taz realized he was necessarily pinned in until the shot came out. But Fallen certainly was just saying, they just boosted Fur up into the window. That timing was unfortunate. He wasn't there to help out. Neo under a lot of pressure, but Actually, some spam and nade damage comes into Fur, putting him down towards 50. We know that won't slow his aggression down, and here they go. Pop flash in, Taz in the same spot again. This time it works. This time there's a lot less dangerous, and he's actually going to stick around a connector behind this smoke.
Flash didn't connect with Taz, but it looked like it caught Fur maybe more than it should have, so that second flashbang worked better on him. 4 versus 5 here. If SK lose this round, that's kind of a disaster. They actually cannot afford to give up this round now. They've got to keep winning and break Virtus Pro. That economy is all that matters right now. What a shot from Fallen. Looked like he was going to be down and out. Repeat coming in, and Fallen again taking down Pasha now. It's a 4 versus 3. And Fallen wants more. Inside this A-bomb site, only Bialy is alive, and he's about to get wrapped on from the apartments as well.
Well, only if actually it looked like Neo was going to come over and bail him out, but it's not going to happen. Nade underneath. Not as much damage as Bolts would have liked. He's given up his position for that nade, but still so much pressure on Bialy. He's got no backup here. Neo just now coming through the hole. He's got to find these two kills. They're not looking at him. Everyone's paying attention. There's one for Neo. Cold Zera's down low, and he's going to get a second. He gets there just in the right moment. Again, it's down to timing, and even takes down Taco to end the round. VP stays strong, 7-4 now.
You just have to imagine that Neo is the ultimate teammate to have. Like, his intuition playing with Bialy inside the bomb site, who can't really do anything. He's simply locked in. Very well done. Great play between those two. Bails
him out of a tough spot as well, because I think a couple VP players get caught into little over-aggression, overextensions. Pasha, I think, realized, or was that Snacks with the AWP? One of them realized on Catwalk that he had those players you know, walking up, and he wanted to go for that peak, and he just stayed around too long.
AWP on Fallen. Pistols as well. Fallen wants to be aggressive, and he does actually just dump straight down the middle. That could have gone very wrong. He takes down Pasha again. I think I can tell what kind of mood Fallen is in this game, and that's always fun to watch.
Yeah, we mentioned he said it was sometimes difficult off against Pasha. At the moment, he seems to be having an all right time with it. Taz has to be careful how he plays this. He might be getting red. Bialy with the aggression is not going to find Taco. Headshot comes out. The bullets don't connect for Bialy. But again, SK spread out across the map. They can't take advantage of any of this yet, but they're fine with that. 5 on 3. They have 1 op and all pistols. Still a chance for VP to recover in this, especially with this position. Fur's not ready for that whatsoever.
And Fur actually heard and saw the grenade going up behind Neo, so that was a nice trick play coming out of Virtus Pro, you know, just pretending that they had smoked it off, and in fact it's a sort of a little bit of a bait play coming out. Snacks with the AWP in CT spawn, and he's got Taz nearby, so even in 3 versus 4, they can do a good job defending this bomb site.
It's, again, all going to be on the timing of Neo. Is he going to get over there to help them out when this hit comes in? He's going the wrong way now. He seems like he's going to go for the big flank towards the bomb site, but they have to know it's coming. Hey, Neo sees absolutely nothing. There's the peek out. Fallen almost with the flick. Tax takes him out. You believed he was going to hit it for just a second. Now Snacks with the op has to have an impact.
He's really worried about the angle. Doesn't want to get peeked from the apartments. 3 on 3 now. The time here is definitely a concern. 15, 14 seconds now. Bomb being planted in a fairly safe position. Let's see if SK can steal this round away. But Neo with the perfect timing. Double kill for him. Leaving Bolts up in the apartments, and that's going to cancel the round. What can Bolts do at this point in time? Neo with the quad kill. Saving the round yet again. And getting 8 on the board for Virtus Pro.
It's so brilliant how much impact he can have on the game. Great decision making as well. I thought actually that rotation was too much. It was going to take too long for him to get into the fight, and it just turns out to be perfect. That kill from Taz onto Fallen as well. A lot of VP signs in the crowd. They're probably loving it.
Yeah, that's very encouraging. And as Fallen was saying in the pre-game interview, he could definitely hear the crowd chanting for him yesterday when they were making the comeback against Astralis, and what a comeback it was. Let's see if they could do it again here. They're starting to drop pretty far behind, although they were down 11-4 in this map against Astralis and still made it back, so let's not take anything for granted just yet. The money situation, though, is looking a little bit dire for